welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. Today we're having an open reading, so whatever comes up, let's see. For pile number 1, we have Leo, Scorpio, Cancer, and Libra. And your card is a little child. For the second pile, we have Sagittarius, Taurus, Pisces, and Virgo. And your card is Rich, Good Gentleman. For the third pile, we have Gemini, Capricorn, Aries, and Aquarius. Your card is a change. Okay, beautiful. So I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile with your zodiac sign, your chosen card, or the tarot deck, or even just your intuition. So I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is Little Child, and to me today this card specifically is talking about something new coming into your life, a new beginning in something, starting something. Okay. So let's see, what else do we have? This is an open reading, so I don't know what the spread is going to look like. I'm just going with what I intuitively feel like is right. Okay, so yeah, okay. Let's start with the fairy cards. The Dark Lady. So I had to take care of something in the cards, so that's it. Okay, the Dark Lady and the Rar. Interesting. Okay. Saturn in Capricorn with riches. Venus in Sagittarius with flirtation. And Venus in Gemini with flattery. We have knowledge with nonverbal communication, time and space, and generations. Perfume with instinct, camouflage, sublime liberation. And duality with alternation, paradox, hardship. Oh, sorry about the focus. Hardship, mediation, and threshold. I'm sorry if you didn't see the other cards correctly. I wasn't looking at the camera. Okay. This duality here is also kind of reminding me of the ambiguity of the flattery card. Two-faced. But also, it reminds me also of the paradoxical nature of Janus, the two-faced god, the Greek god that represents this time of the year, actually, the time when the year is starting. So maybe something that happened at that time. But I think that this is also talking to us about the beginning of something. So I think that maybe you have worked in ritual, possibly, with specific kinds of materialization and specific kinds of objectives. I'll get into that. And I think that those energies are beginning to cement themselves. They're beginning to kind of infiltrate. It's like watering a plant, and if the soil is really dry, the water just kind of rolls, away from the roots. It's hard to make the water seep in to the roots. And I think that something needs to be more like deeper, because there's some sort of superficiality here that I'm feeling yet. So it's like it is a situation that the beginning is kind of superficial, and then slowly it starts to infiltrate to the root system. And it's something that you've been working on, but in ritual or in meditation or in dream time, there's something going on in other planes, the astral, the etheric. There's something going on there that's slowly starting to materialize. And maybe this is the beginning. So, okay. We have politics with the Seven of Swords. Maybe this is something with this two-faced and the two faces of the mask. Yeah, maybe this is actually something related to public image or to the public sphere, and it might be connected to some sort of political. There's something political here, possibly. But there's a great manifestation coming from a specific set of ideas, and it's something that comes with great potential, to like a great power, because the Ra is about potential energy, it is about power, it is about energy, like how do I say this? Like a potency, a certain energy, a certain drive. Like there's a certain will, and it's a very, very powerful will. And I think that it was being worked with in the shadows, in the backstage, like in the background or the backstage, hidden from the public. And I think that now it's the time to switch into public life. Sharing with the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So gathering a lot of attention, being the center of attention, also gathering riches, material abundance and possessions, or the ability to manage those, managing a lot of wealth. Wow. So the King of Pentacles, abundance. So, yeah, so this reading is talking to you about the start of a very abundant part of your life, where you are both going to have a public image, you are you are going to harness a lot of attention and energy from other people. You're going to be very attractive. You're going to be the center of attention, and then you will also have the power to use material wealth, to channel it. I think this reading is telling you that you're right on the cusp. Because of this duality and paradox, I feel like you are right on the cusp, because you are maybe already in in some aspects you are already in this energy, but in other aspects not so much. So it's like it needs to go into that root system. It still needs to kind of steep into your consciousness and also into your day-to-day life. So maybe if you consider your material wealth and possessions right now, and you use them in a certain way, in a specific way, towards a very specific objective, for instance, it's kind of, there's a change in the environment that happens, and there's a change in your energy, in the way you have, your vitality during the day. When do you need to push through, and when you need to kind of rest. So all this dynamic, and also the use of the resources. So when you spend your money or your assets, or when you harness, and when you or when you are more careful and prudent in your expenses. So all of this is also like habits and use of vitality. Because I feel like you're getting the resource, like the roots are getting the resource of the water, and then they have to channel it through the sap to the right branches. Or is it a fruit, or is it a leaf? These considerations, they're starting to be something that you need to work on. Nine of Swords with hurt. Okay, I'll need to know a little bit more about this. Let me see. Mercury in Libra with influence. Okay, I think I'll get to a fairy for this also. Jehovah. Sorry. Okay. So I think that Spirit wants to talk to you about maybe some confusion that comes from fears regarding material possessions, regarding the management of material assets. So maybe there's some worry there. There's a lot of maybe negative experiences in the past, like associating material wealth with specific emotions, negative ones. And I think that, you know what I'm reminded of? I'm reminded of envy. And when we have access to certain things, people might get envious of us. And it makes us feel isolated when we want to kind of arouse different emotions and elicit different emotions in others. But we have to be mature enough to realize that these are things that define the other person, not you. So you're not doing anything wrong by having the ability, the charisma, the energy, the vitality to manage wealth. And when I'm speaking of wealth, I am speaking of all kinds of wealth. Health can also be something that can make other people feel bad because they might be going through a rough part of their life, and it's something that they would also love to have. I was interrupted by another piece of information related to the perfume, but I'll get to that because it's another layer. So health can be an asset, anything that is materially successful. So health, wealth, vitality, professional success, family success, anything that you are succeeding at can have a kind of a triggering effect. And I think that by triggering others, it's also triggering something in you, like that's like cascading into some sort of fear. And I think that spirit wants to talk to you about that so that you are not influenced by those energies. So I think that the perfume here with the camouflage, I'm really focusing on the camouflage. So I think that spirit wants you to kind of have a certain kind of protection, a specific camouflage, so that you are not susceptible to this kind of hurtful energy, possibly envious or something like that. Okay, so guidance with the Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups with projection, consciousness, the Ace of Swords. I think that this is just confirming that it's other people's burden to feel, and just because you have that effect on other people, it doesn't mean that's your problem. It's other people's problem. And I think that you are going to work on something that's going to make you like a public figure. You'll be in the public eye, so this is something that will also, it might trigger some fears because it's the unknown, it's the possibility of being judged, and there's so much there, such a responsibility, right? But I feel like you're starting that journey. It seems like you're starting a journey where you feel like you have more responsibility, and it's like it's a lot of potential energy to manage. Intensity with the Page of Wands. Slowing down with the Page of Pentacles, 2 pages. Compromise with the Six of Pentacles. Interesting. Oppression, 10 of Wands. It's like this snake is also a rope here. Okay. Totality with the Five of Wands. And they both came at the same time. The Ace of Cups. Go with the flow. I think that this is telling you to have a more heart-centered approach to this, and don't use your mind too much here, and also understanding that I think that facing certain realities is just a part of the deal, right? And you have the ability to process those. You have the energy and you have the, how do I say this? The humility to study, the humility to take it step by step. This is so powerful here. Six of Pentacles. I think you'll find that people can be more generous than you think in this situation. If you make a mistake and it's an honest mistake, you can kind of juggle things. There's a way to course correct. There's always a way. And if you just let go, if you just flow into the next stage, you will be very well adapted to this situation, and you will also evolve. I feel like this reading is coming to you so that you understand also that this situation has the potential for great spiritual growth and development. And the more you release and go with the flow and just don't ruminate and don't feel, whenever you feel like guilt or a certain weight, please consider that that might not be yours. It might be something that is kind of projected onto you. So if you study those emotions and those feelings or the events with serene and not rushing into any like answers, or not rushing into the situations, it's like you will find the wisdom there, because people will also be, I think, willing to give it to you, to kind of serve you in a way with something, with their generosity, with their, maybe their material wealth. Like they might be wanting to kind of sponsor you, or to, yeah, to be there, to be like a patron. Yeah, I think that people will recognize something in you, like something of value. And you just, I think you need to expect good things, because I feel like that there's a really powerful magic here. If that's your thing, if that's your belief, there's really powerful magic here because of the not desires, sorry. It's like the prayers were very strong, and whatever you asked for, you are getting, and it's just a matter of figuring out how to deal with these negative thoughts and emotions, like separating the projections, understanding what is really yours to solve and what is not in your power, what is your burden and what is other people's burdens. And then when you understand how that goes, you will also be able to receive the generosity of others and the good things that they have to give you. And the thing is that you kind of you have to release yourself from certain negative thoughts and patterns here. And I feel like the best way to approach this is by practicing a certain detachment, but in a loving way, in a very loving way. And I think that love is the best camouflage. Love is the best defense. So if you understand how to love everything despite the ugly parts, you will also be protected. How interesting. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile, oh, excuse me. Pile number 2. That's weird. Oh, my voice was cracking. Sorry for that. Okay, so your card is Rich Good Gentleman, and I was going to say that it's such an unusual card for me because some of these cards from this deck sometimes speak to me about different things that they're not in the guidebook. So to me, this card has like a host of meanings, and I think that I want to see more of the cards so that I can correctly, put it into its own context for today. And since it's an open reading, there's a lot of possibilities here today. So we'll get into the card later in the reading. Okay. I'm sorry for my voice. I was sneezing a lot. I don't know what is in the air today. Okay. So let's start with the fairies. We have the Piper. The Sage. And the Singer of the Chalice. There's a lot of masculine energy coming into the reading, so I feel like this is about a specific person who is a masculine. And so this Rich Good Gentleman, I feel like this is someone who has a specific resource that is very important for you right now. Let's see what it is. It's something that I feel like you're ready to receive. There's a lot of wisdom here, but there's a lot of sweetness and kind of an enchanting nature. Venus in Virgo with discrimination. There's something quite elegant, like posh or something. Mars in Libra with choice. Interesting. So we have DNA with sharing, primordial essence, eternity. So I feel like this is someone with whom you have a spiritual connection or a very deep bond with that I feel like transcends kind of time. So maybe if you believe in past lives and reincarnation, this is possibly someone who has been with you along many incarnations in different forms and in different relationships with you. And in initiation with tradition, death and resurrection, there you go, that process of death and rebirth, spiritual medicine. I feel like you get together with this person whenever you need or whenever you are ready for a specific spiritual medicine. And it's a very potent medicine. It's not exactly only sweetness. Even a rose has thorns, right? It's like a beautiful rose. There's something painful. Even the butterfly has to go through this transformation, right? This metamorphosis. And it can be a painful process, right? Because it makes you tender. It makes you kind of raw in a way. It makes you like totally receptive or totally vulnerable. So this person is kind of like cracking you open in a way, like your heart or something in your, it's like you're It's not in your physical body, something in your etherical. It can start like really softly, but then it goes to a very painful place. That's how I feel, because there's a lot of information there, and it also manifests in your physical body once it sets in, once it's rooted somewhere in your body. It's a great resource to have. And yeah, I would be really grateful to have such a person in my life. And it's a great bond. So if this is not your thing right now, it's coming. That person's coming. Maybe it can also be that this person is already in your life, but you need there's a certain convincing that's needed for you to realize that this is a reality. It's like you have to be convinced that this is for real, or that both of you have to be convinced, have to make sure that, like, you have to have proof. Two of Pentacles with challenge. Yeah, there might be a little bit of It's not that I think you have conflicting views. It's more like a certain disbelief in the reality can create like an awkwardness. Six of Cups. Reunion. Once again, I feel like you are meeting this person again and again and again through many, many lifetimes. There's a dance that's spiritual, and it's also in the primordial essence, the DNA, like, you know, the DNA, the two helix strings dancing around each other. And it's exactly how you would see it also if it was like a 2D thing, a 2D drawing. You would see them coming together, crossing, and coming apart, coming together, crossing, coming apart, coming together, coming apart. And it's yeah, so interesting. The Seer. Wow, I think you have the intuition that this is happening. You know it's happening. The Six of Pentacles with exploitation. Death. Okay. So I think that this person comes to you in times of need, of great need, in times of, how do you say, dispossession. That's so interesting. I feel like this is something so mystical. It's beautiful. Extremism with Mercury in Scorpio. Yeah, I think that this person might come into your life with some like harsh truths about something, but it's important that you meet, and because you transform. It's like it's the person that comes into your life, or the energy that comes into your life, whenever you have to have a metamorphosis, to transmute, to transform completely, it changes you deeply, deeply. Yeah. It allows you also to, so this person also allows you to transform. They kind of hold that space for you. It's like the chrysalis. This person is your chrysalis, so that you can transform it from caterpillar to butterfly. The shaman. Yeah, he's like the shaman working with the seer and doing this magical operation that transforms. So possibly it's also transforming for that person. So that person is also matching your energy, because they will also have to go through a transformation so that they can embody certain qualities that they have. And they are also allowed to create. You also give them the opportunity to create, because there is a sense of dispossession, of not having. So that person has this great joy, because they can give you something that you don't have, and that's a part of their own spiritual path. It's so clear and so beautiful. Wow, a butterfly again. So I think that this is also, yeah, this is the person that makes you feel safe enough so that you can transform. The Knight of Cups with eel. This person also helps you with your emotions. That's why I was saying, so there's something in your etheric body, something that needs a certain kind of medicine, a certain kind of, and also to be let go of. And this person brings you a specific tradition, also a specific spiritual lineage and tradition that can help you. It's it's a spiritual medicine. It's a medicine. Yeah. So interesting. The King of Cups. Yeah. So this is an opportunity for great spiritual development and great spiritual knowledge. And it's also an opportunity for self-expression. It's an opportunity for you to meet yourself, your true self. That's powerful. So this is a really powerful reunion, a really powerful meeting. And I think that you already have some sort of like an inkling of who this might be, but you're kind of maybe denying it, or there's a resistance, there's a certain disbelief, and it won't have any effect. It just will create the right conditions for you to disprove, all the fears and all the doubts. Because I don't think that this is something that you can stop. It's a part of your story. It's kind of written. You see how he's coming? Like it's written. It's written down. It's not something that you can do to change. What you can change, of course, is the content of the story itself, but you can't change the fact that you have met, or that you are meeting with someone who is a part of your soul family, of your soul group, and that this person has a specific process that they have to go through, and you have something to give them, and he or they, I don't know, I do feel like this is a masculine and a feminine, but I don't know if the roles, who is filling which one of the roles. Okay. Wow. The Page of Arrows with Ren and the Guardian. This is the Devil card. So I also feel like in another layer of this story, you are also a part of a bigger story, and you have to realize that this is a God. This is God's story. It's like the game is not yours. So it's almost like this rich, good gentleman was the divine itself playing a game, and you are the chess pieces, and you don't realize, but you are a part of a spiritual mission, and you have to, wow, it's crazy, but it's a beautiful message. It's like there's a spiritual mission that you both have to accomplish together, and once you realize what you are doing, I think you will feel this incredible connection to God and this sense of spiritual mission. And it's also a responsibility that you both have, because you have this, once you go through this process, you will have this knowledge, and it's like you will have the power to fight really evil energies, because you are in direct connection to God. Wow. I don't even want to say anything more, because I feel like the power of this message has been delivered. I don't feel like I should continue. Okay, I'll leave it there. Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3. Your card is a change. And to me, this card is speaking about movement. So today I am specifically focused on something moving. Something is on the move, or you are on the move. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay. We have any? No. Okay. Very assertive, the cards. Yeah, very clear. Okay, I'll stop for now, and then we see if there's any more. The Glanconer. And Fluff the Footer. I think I get an idea. Empathy, Moon in Pisces, and health with Sun in Virgo. And then we have Purge with healing, work, cleansing, focus, and priority. I think you're changing something in yourself or in your life, and it is about going from a state of delusion into a very well-grounded, solid, stable position. And I think that this is because of what you have heard, and it's like you want to make the healthy choice, and the healthy choice is to see past the delusion and the illusion. It's to break a breaking a spell. It's like breaking a spell. Being real suddenly, like cleansing, focusing on what's real and focusing on the healthy, sane aspects of something. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. Okay, let's start with this. Oh, it's the second time. Don't fall. Okay. Ace of Swords or Ace of Arrows. The Truth. King of Cups. And Death card. So here's the change. A change of heart, maybe, or experiencing some sort of emotional change. It can also be like a change in your body, a change in your health for the better. Like, I see almost like, purging, like expelling any unhealthy situation in your life. It can be something emotional. It can be a relationship. Expelling it. Moving towards health, towards sanity. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Wow. This is a lot of love, a lot of I think you might also be trying to kind of nurture a relationship back to health. Turn something that was based on lies, maybe delusions, unreal expectations, projections. Turn that into something real and honest and healthy. The King of Pentacles with Kubera. Four of Wands. This can be a marriage. This can be an agreement. So kind of taking things to the next level with someone can also be possible here. Changing your situation with someone. There's a relationship here, I feel. That's going to get healthy. It's going to feel good again. The Sun. Yeah, I think it's going to feel like pleasurable, good. It's going to have warmth. Wow, blessings of Babaji. This healing has a lot of energy and potential for spiritual growth, and there's I feel like there's a sort of purification also here. And Blessings of Babaji is a special card in this deck, so whenever it comes up, you can be sure that the reading is blessed and that all the surrounding cards are blessed and especially potent, but also you can get another card that's the true essence of this blessing. So, wow, the Fool. So a great start, something that begins anew, something that is renewed, or something that is now starting. And it's from a healthy and sane standpoint. It's dealing with all the toxicity, leaving it behind. Beautiful. It's a change, really. It's a movement forward. So interesting. I'm also getting a feeling of build it and they will come, because there's also this feeling of novelty, of something completely new, like a very new energy. And the grounding here, it might be because you are going to a specific place, a specific, I don't know, something that you're building so that people can come. And it's a blessed endeavor. It's something that will kind of put you in the right position to be healthy, plentiful, to be generous, and to also be able to kind of switch on your inner sun in a way that's, I don't know, that it's just attracting love, attracting a lot of love, and also making you feel that way. Okay, so Two of Cups. There you go. I feel like you are meeting people because of this. If you are in a relationship and this is about something romantic, I feel like it's like a new life, giving it new life, giving it a new opportunity. If that's not your case, I feel like something is coming towards you very clearly, because you will build something that will attract people. And I think that that has to do with a specific activity or a specific place that you are. It can be a hobby, it can be, or it just can be something, maybe something around animals, something around like pets, or like having a very loving attitude towards something. So it's like the love you have for a hobby, something that you really enjoy, even if it's your professional life, but it's something that you really love doing. It's if you don't really enjoy your professional life, that's not what I'm talking about. Whatever I'm talking about is something, an activity that you really enjoy, that you really love. It's possibly connected to a specific place, a specific landscape, maybe even. Maybe it's an outdoor activity, or it involves animals or pets, or a certain connection to nature. Like there's this really strong grounding effect to this, like a territory that you share, the King of Pentacles. It's like you own something, or you are very confident doing something. You are very at ease with the activity or the place, or both, something that connects, maybe a place to an activity. I'm so sorry, I keep sneezing, so I'm sorry for my nose making sounds. Yeah, the Star. And this point in time, this activity, this construction, is also opening the path towards the stars, to expansion, to all the hopes and dreams to be materialized. It will have more avenues, it will have growth and expansion. That's beautiful. So I think that this reading is coming to you so that you are, so that you move. Yeah, I think that this reading is kind of urging you to keep moving, because the movement itself, the activity, the having the activity work, it's kind of like something, you work on something, and it also works for you. And the more you focus, the more you have your priorities organized, and you know that you are like putting your ducks in a row, and that you are maybe, by focusing on a specific thing, you are also tackling many other issues. And it's like having this really precise point of entry into something that will massively expand your horizon and the universe of opportunities, so that you can like dance and keep moving. There's a lot of movement. I feel like this is also to do with your body. So health, keep moving, keep the movement going, and build something, and they will come. I feel like once you build this thing that I don't know what it is, maybe it's a business, maybe it's a structure, maybe it's a specific place that you are kind of remodeling or working on, or a specific collaboration that is very, very lucrative or productive and pleasurable. I feel like once you start that going, it just gains in enormous momentum, and the movement there's a really nice compounding effect. So it turns into something quite effortless and a lot of fun, which is nice. So the change is going from this delusional kind of there's a lot of mistakes in this delusion, I feel. And once you start doing things, you will understand where those mistakes were, and you quickly correct those. Just keep moving, keep dancing. If you're a dancer, don't stop. That's for sure. King of Swords. Or if you're into any kind of sports, something with your body, I think you'll be very well established and very well respected. You'll be someone with a fantastic reputation. 5 of Pentacles. What is it? Okay, there's a lot here. Let's see if this is enough. 2 of Wands. 10 of Cups. 10 of Wands. And 8 of Cups. I think that this is a story. So it started with the King of Arrows. Let me just spread this out here so that I can see the whole story. So I feel like the movement part, and this is the advice of this reading, is that you keep moving so that some things that you thought would work, and that possibly you had a very hard, it's like you were set in your ways. You were kind of, it's like the more you focus on something, the more rigid it would become. So the advice of the movement here, to keep moving, is so that when you ground yourself, you ground with another reality. You ground yourself with another energy, because if you ground now without first moving, you won't shake off the wrong ideas. So the more you move, and the more your body understands something kind of intuitively, with the dance or with the movement or with the sports, if this is something that you're doing with your body, the more it understands how things work, the more it will slowly act upon your psyche and your spirit, and it will in the end of this, change you so much that whatever you put in the soil, whatever you plant, it just grows. And it was the dream of effortlessness that you had. So it's like a dream of being completely in tune with nature, with your own nature and with nature, with the world, that you are not fighting against it. So in essence, I feel like it's a sort of like trying to create paradise on earth. And it's realizing that because of that idea, that's kind of an utopia, requires a lot of discipline and a lot of focus and a lot of cleansing your energy of the toxicities. Because if you just put underground the very healthy seeds, imagine that you have a bag of seeds, and some of those seeds will work and many of them won't. And if you have all the work to tend to the seeds that won't work, you will spend a lot of resources, like the soil, any nutrition that you put in the soil, the water, all those resources, the attention, the space, and the plants will use all those resources, but maybe many of them wouldn't sprout or they wouldn't give good fruits. So it would be very strenuous, very unproductive, and you would just be tired. That's the result, is just being tired of fighting like the ghosts or something. So this is a metaphor. Okay. But if you have a great spiritual awareness and an intuition, like a physical connection, what I mean is, if you have a spiritual intuition of what works in the physical realm, every seed that you plant will have the exact result that you want. And you will have the perfect economy and efficiency. So the perfect effort. Perfecting the effort. So that when you ground anything, so that when you put a seed on the ground, when it sprouts something that is 10 times better and more productive than the effort that you put into it. So you really start to see the benefits of your focus and of your work and of your, diligent, but also honest healing. And this is the way for you to also master your own spiritual growth, spiritual development, is to analyze each seed that you plant and to have that feeling. That feeling is also like feeling truthful, feeling rooted in a very in an honest place, being rooted in something that's yourself. And I just noticed that the glankaner, which can be a bit like a narcissistic personality, so a deluded personality, someone who only sees the surface, or who can't really know themselves, I just noticed that they have like two faces. It's like they have a face that's kind of underdeveloped here or kind of hidden. And then they have the face they wear. And they have this weird grin. you can't really tell if they're smiling or if they're not, if they're kind of just showing their teeth, right? So I feel like having the feeling of finding yourself is also a part of this change. It's finding love. It's finding love for yourself, finding love in life, finding love for others, others finding they love you, or finding people who love you, and finding those relationships that are healthy. Really having that intuition to guide you towards that health, because you're grounded in reality. You're not in this deluded state anymore. You're grounded in reality. You're now ready to plant the right seeds that will yield and make life effortless for you. And if you feel like life is effortless, I feel like this is a massive change. This is an incredibly purifying stage of your life where a lot of toxicity goes away, because I feel like this movement will turn into something effortless, and that's kind of a novel thing. That's a very novel thing for you. I feel like you're much more used to the uphill battle and the harshness, the not having it's like being kind of entrenched into certain ways of life that are very strict and rigid. Maybe there's an absence here, and I feel like you're going into another stage of your life where everything is very fertile. It's very close to nature, very fertile, very knowledgeable. It's also something that will give you longevity, the mushrooms and the health. To me, always kind of talk about longevity, also like the good functioning brain, a good functioning hormonal system. So health that is connected to natural settings and that comes naturally, effortlessly. So it's kind of rejuvenating you also. Keep moving, keep doing things, don't stop. The train is moving, and you just need to use that momentum in your favor and go for your dreams, because you are blessed with movement. Movement is the great blessing in your life right now, of your body, movement of the ideas, not being set in your ways, doing, not just doing different things just because they're different and you want to experiment, but be very intentional. So be aware of your intention and your energy whenever you are doing something, because I feel like that momentum, it's like a compounding thing. It starts really small, like a seed, and it just grows and grows and grows and turns into something that works for you instead of you working for it. Beautiful reading. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.